What's up, everybody? This is Nick.
This is Eric.
Eric, we are here. Last week we talked about nature, how scary it is, all the things that we knew about that were happening out there.
Yeah.
We had people jumping into zebra cages. We had deer jumping at people. I mean, it was a crazy topsy-turvy world. And we have more things this week. We have another thing with nature, another big thing that's been really all over the news.
It has.
Have you heard about this? I'm
Yes.
gonna go a little.
We talked about it a little last week. Roseanne Barr, guys, she's not healthy.
Yeah, she floated up from the ocean depths, and people stood on her and took pictures.
But, that's not nice. Don't stand on Roseanne Barr.
No, don't.
And of course, I digress. It's not Roseanne Barr. What did that end up being?
It was a giant baleen whale.
Versus the pygmy baleen whale.
Now, there's a lot of things that bother me about this story. I do not like dead things.
You don't?
I do not like weird looking dead things. But people were climbing on top of this thing.
I couldn't. I don't think I could do it. I would think I would fall into it. Maybe I played too many video games.
Well, and not only that, but from what I understand in the articles that I have read, and if you haven't heard anything about this, it was this 50-foot, just massive, obviously 50 foot is massive, but it's 50-foot carcass of just death, and it apparently also smelled very much like death. Came floating into an area in Jakarta, I believe. Is that right? Where did this happen at? I mean, if you really haven't heard about this, you need to watch the news every once in a while. It was this giant thing. People didn't know what it was. They thought it was there for a while. Even some people said it was like a lost ancient.
It's always a lost ancient until they figure out what it is.
It's like something, some extinct animal. Well, no, it was a baleen whale. They did the research. Of course, the people that were saying it was some lost ancient thing was really just people that were on the shore watching and not really scientists.
Coast of Indonesia.
There you go.
Isle of Saram.
Oh, the Isle of Saran wrap. I love.
Well, what they did is they went to the saran trees. Pulled up some wrapped the thing up to mask the smell. They're trying to sell it to China.
Ah, I got you. Good plan. But this thing floated in. People decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to swim out there and take pictures on it. This thing that stunk of death. That was dead, obviously. But according to an article I read, normally these things, they kind of stay at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh.
And then when they die, they normally float to the bottom.
They sink. That's called sinking.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it is a type of floating.
They turn upside down and float down.
And they float. They guide themselves.
They guide themselves down. With the power of free will, Eric.
The power
and love, they float to the bottom.
Okay.
I had many fish that did this, but no, they say that it probably floated upwards because it got into a warm stream of water when it died.
Oh, and it caused gases.
Yeah, it caused the gases, and it
sense.
caused it to float up. But normally it provides a nice little meal for those that live on the bottom of the ocean that they can feed on for months. But this one, however, did not. It floated to the top where many people decided that it was some ancient creature from the depths below sci-fi. If you're once again listening, we have a story for you.
Original.
We are really writing the next probably 3 years of movies for sci-fi on this podcast. Sci-fi, Skiffy, if you will. But this is something that people were saying, oh, it's some ancient creature that we didn't know about. And so all of a sudden, a scientist comes and looks at it and goes, it's a baleen whale.
3 scientists.
They
had to get it confirmed because, the government's trying to hide
what an ancient thing this was.
The existence of ancient beasts that live in the depths.
It is.
I will give an example. The Zillas.
The Zillas? What are the Zillas?
Godzilla.
I don't know of this Godzilla.
Oh, you're living in the dark.
I need to know this. Is there a documentary that I can watch to learn about the Godzillas?
Japan has made several documentaries.
Have they?
The U.S. has attempted to make its own.
Have they?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I need to see these.
Sure.
Because if I don't, I won't know what's coming.
You won't be informed.
Is there something big that's going to happen in 2018 with these Zillas?
2020 for sure.
Oh, 2020? What's happening in 20?
I don't know. Isn't that the big monkey?
The Battle Royale, as it's being called?
The battle.
the Kong versus Zilla versus Floating Carcass death match.
Exactly.
That's it, people. I'm throwing in the Floating Carcass of Doom. I'm bringing it into it. Listen, Floating Carcass, Eric's not afraid of you.
Every week.
What?
I have no fear of random and various people across countries.
Eric, we are all amazed with your bravery and your willingness just to fight for the freedoms that we are given in this life.
Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. It
This
is so kind of you to lift me up.
You know what the truth is about this whale?
Yeah. No.
I will tell you. I know what really happened.
Tell me.
This was sent by the Nazis.
Wow. That's a left field right there.
Look,
I did not expect
this
that
was
one.
a long. This is a long play by Hitler.
That's a long play.
This is a long play by Hitler. He identified a long time ago that Indonesia, especially the island of Seram, was a hot spot.
Oh.
Was a place that needed to be taken out.
He knew if he got the island of Saram,
he could win the war.
He would have the Lord of Molecular. What's his name? Oh, gosh.
Are you kidding me? You don't remember?
I don't know why I can't think of his name.
Oh, I am not helping you with this, sir.
Come on, man. I got molecular. Molecular.
Emperor Gorganis.
Yeah. Like
man, come on. We are invested in this show, man.
My investments are running thin. So his plan is to take over the earth, and because it is
much like Hitler
and the island of
Saram.
Mm-hmm. I hope we're saying that right, because if we're not,
we're saying it the hickest way we possibly can, because we are from Oklahoma.
That's
we're talking about the Isle of
Saram, brother. All right, so yeah, there's a dead animal
that was sent by Hitler to bomb this area. It was a stink attack.
No, it's called chemical warfare is what it's called.
Yeah, well, no, it's stink attack. Not a sneak attack, a stink attack.
Oh, I see where you're going there.
See what I did there?
I heard it.
I didn't mean to say stink, but it came out that way.
So you played with nice.
I just rolled with it,
good
buddy.
Cover.
And I could have kept it that way, but you know what? I believe in being honest. I'm an honest guy in this world. Very few of us still exist. But speaking of honest people, Eric, what do we have about honesty?
Nothing.
Nothing?
There's nothing about honesty.
No, there is.
I have a story.
We have a drunk driver, and if there's nothing more honest, it's drunk people.
No, drunk, I guess. Well, we had a few weeks ago, we had another story about a drunk driver.
Remind me, Eric.
Well, he was a kindly gentleman who shared his wealth of liquor.
He was not a kindly. He was a terrorist.
Well,
how did we learn to identify terrorists? I learned about this in school. He yelled monkey dicks all over.
Yeah, he yelled monkey dicks.
Monkey dick.
He was misunderstood.
And we all know if you translate what ISIS screams,
it's monkey dicks.
It's monkey dicks, monkey dicks, monkey dicks.
That does sound very ISIS-esque.
It is.
So, well, this gentleman who is a terrorist from ISIS shared his liquor with his puppy.
His puppy, yeah.
And got his animal intoxicated. Well, we found his maybe a match made in heaven, the bar. alleged drunk driver, alleged.
I'm listening.
Hatted, you like that? Had bearded dragon lizard in her bra.
Had in her bra.
In her bra.
Was the dragon wearing her bra, or was she wearing the bra with the dragon?
You know what? The article didn't clarify, so I'm going with the bearded dragon had her bra.
Okay.
Because that makes the most sense.
Yes. Well,
okay,
I mean, if you're drunk, it does.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
if you're drunk, that does make more sense.
Drunk dog dude.
Robert, I think. Bobby.
Was it Bobby?
Thomas? Bobby? Something like that.
Bobby Monkey Dicks. You need to listen to me. We have found your soulmate. If you're listening to this right now, you need to go to Massachusetts. And you need to look up an Amy Rebello McCarthy. She's 39 years young. She drives a 1990 Mercedes C280. So, I mean, she's probably doing well for herself.
Yeah,
Much like you like to feed dogs liquor, this little lady likes to put lizards down her.
As we were saying, obviously, the dog crashed that car.
Well, yeah,
and blamed that poor terrorist human.
Yes,
on the accident. Just as nature is trying to kill all human beings,
right?
I'm sure this lizard somehow got her intoxicated, probably with promises of marriage and who knows what, and then manipulated her into crashing that car.
You think this is what happened?
I'm throwing out possibilities.
Forget the earlier thing I said there, Bobby Monkey Dick. Send your dog. I got him to hook up with a lizard.
We don't want that to happen.
I got a lizard that now they will produce some freaky babies.
A bearded lizard dog.
Weird dog. Now, I mean, I want to say her mugshot here, she's just a happy lady.
She's just joyous.
She is. She is happy that they found that weird lizard down her shirt.
You know. You know what I've always said? I've said if you're happy in your mugshot, you're innocent.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
You know what they say, a lizard down the shirt.
It's worth 2 in the trunk?
No.
Oh.
Is a wizard down
all right, moving on.
Down a Kurt. A wizard in a Kurt.
Speaking of crazy animals.
A lizard down the shirt
moving on.
Is a wizard. Anyway, so Amy, we wish you well. We got another story. Eric, what do you got for us?
We're kind of moving along the animal. We had the whale who is obviously trying to take over Indonesia from a plot with Hitler.
Yes.
A lizard, bearded lizard at that.
Gotcha. I'm with you.
Intoxicating a woman, forcing her to crash her car. And now we move on to a Cyclops goat. What a title. Okay, when I say Cyclops goat, what is the first thing you think of?
I think of a 3-eyed animal.
Obviously. Cyclops
that
goat.
What's the matter?
Well, it's an Indian paper. I'm trying to.
Let's go, Flimmy.
Oh, I read it natively in Hindi. So just bear with me.
I'm
a Cyclops goat born with one eye is worshipped by villagers in India.
Now here's the thing. I agree with this.
You agree? Nothing to disagree with here.
No, I agree.
Nothing to disagree with.
I agree wholeheartedly with this article.
Okay.
If there is one thing that deserves to be worshipped, it's a freaky animal goat.
Well, when I say Cyclops goat, why in the title do they repeat it has one eye? Can't you assume it is cycloptic?
Eric, the education level has taken a step down.
Well, this paper is out of the UK.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay,
clearly,
with the UK.
There you go.
If you're from the UK and you listen to us, well, welcome to your favorite podcast. But we have how does this happen? What causes a one-eyed goat?
According to this article, in my professional opinion, as a person who has been around animals.
Now understand who you're telling this story to. I want you to bring it down a little bit. Use big words.
use the smallest big words I can use.
Biggest scientific words you can find to just explain to me how this happens, Eric.
Well, there is a condition. There's a condition called cyclopia. To sound very similar to Cyclops.
Wait a second.
Cyclopia.
Does that mean it has one eye?
No, it means its brain never split. As you have a left and right hemisphere, the brain does not split, and therefore there's no hemispheres. This causes...
So he just has one brain.
He has one full-formed brain, causing him to only... Sometimes this forms like eyes that are joined.
Okay.
But in this case, it's just one eye, one big eye.
Wait a minute.
He also doesn't really have a nose, and he only has one ear.
Wait a second. We use 10% of our brain.
Well, he uses 10,000% of his
That's
brain.
what I'm wondering. We only use 10% of our brain. Now, I remember this movie that came out, the scientific documentary that came out a few years ago with Scarlett Johansson in it, where she used more of her brain than what was normal.
Well, what was the name of the movie? You remember?
I don't remember. Do you?
I'm so trying hard to remember the name of that movie.
Anyway, this scientific documentary, they pointed out how much better at functioning that
Lucy.
she was. Lucy.
Yes,
I love Lucy.
Documentaries are typically named after just like a person's name.
That's true.
So Lucy sounds like a documentary
Right.
name, obviously. So it must be a documentary.
Right. I mean, obviously, Scarlett Johansson's shortened name is Lucy. So
she was portraying some reenactments, probably.
Oh, okay. Actual reenactments. Guys.
Actual reenactments.
Okay. All events happen in real time.
There you go.
So they showed like what her life would be like as the ability to use more of her brain. Does this mean, since he has just one brain fused together, that both sides work together for good? Does this mean this is the smartest goat? The smartest goat to ever live? Because here's what I know about goats. They are trashy, mean little animals that eat your trash. And then if you get near them, they butt you with their head.
Or bite you.
Yes.
I will say this. No goat is good. The only good goat is a goat that is a cooked goat. Man, if you ever eat goat, it's good.
I've never eaten goat.
Goat's good. I would say, no, he's probably the goat form of Hitler. He's probably trying to murder everyone.
You think?
Everywhere.
You think?
Completely dead.
You think this is Goat Hitler?
I do.
The prophecy spoke of Goat Hitler.
I mean, the prophecy spoke of a one-eared creature who would come and destroy all mankind.
That thing is, that is
hideous, isn't it?
It's just weird looking.
We'll throw a picture of it right here.
Right here.
No,
it'll be right over my face.
There.
We will Photoshop one-eyed goat here.
Okay. That might happen now. So yeah, we got this one-eyed goat creature. Look at that. That looks horrendous. It looks like each picture gets consecutively. It has no eyelashes and it cannot blink.
And this thing it
has no eyelids.
This thing is being worshipped.
Of course, it's being worshipped. They're Indians.
This poor little thing. I'm for stuff living, but
okay, are you?
This thing looks like it needs. We put down animals when they break a leg.
Yes.
This thing needs to be put down.
It's not right.
No, it is a mutant of nature.
Well, I like how in this article there's a little, how they have like, hey, here's another article, and the other article is a simple test to show how well you can see different colors. I wonder how well this goat can see different colors.
I wonder how well this poor goat has depth perception.
Well, he doesn't have any depth perception.
I think he would.
What?
If his brain is working together, his brain sees things in the fourth dimension.
Well, so he doesn't need two eyes.
He's Neo.
His other eye is in the fourth dimension.
His eye just sees ones and zeros.
Oh, I see. I see. What's he supposed to say?
Yeah, he's like, I see it now.
I see it now. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what's going on.
This is Goat Keanu.
No, it's not Goat Keanu. Let's not go there. That's blasphemy, Nick. Blasphemy.
It's Goat Keanu.
We're moving on because I can't handle your heresy.
I'm sorry.
Now here's a topic that I mentioned and you jumped right on. Apparently, a new world's hottest chili has been made.
Speaking of powerful things like Keanu and John Wick, we have the hottest. A Welshman accidentally made the hottest pepper in history now.
Well, yeah.
It has been, it surpassed the Carolina Reaper.
What's its Scoville?
1 point something million.
Yep.
This one is what?
Exactly. 2.48 million. So it's like 1.5 million is the Carolina Reaper, and this is nearly a million more Scoville hotter.
Now here's what we read in the article. The man said he touched his tongue to it. It started to burn his face off.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom when they open the lid and the man's face melts off.
Yes, that's what he looks like now.
They put a picture of that man on here.
And his face is melted off.
It's really sad. It's really sad. The man survived somehow, thankfully. But this guy...
It's a miracle.
This guy put it onto his tongue and said it just kept getting hotter. Then somebody decided to eat it.
Take a bite.
Take a bite.
Spit it out.
And spit it out. And they said his mouth went numb for 2 weeks?
2 days.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Still numb.
2 years later, his mouth is still numb. But no, for 2 days, his mouth was numb. Here's my question.
Okay, let me answer it.
Why?
Why what?
Why do we keep making these hotter and hotter things? The Carolina Reaper, when I've watched people eat that, because there's always those challenges that pop up, like eat this thing. When I've seen people eat that, they space out. It causes them to see things that aren't really there. It's nuts. Why are we doing this to ourselves?
Oh, I have no idea. I like spicy things, but I can't really. I can't get near handling anything like that. You ever watch a series on YouTube called Hot Ones?
Yes.
And I was just like, man, and I just have one on there and just think you gotta just touch it.
Eat it?
No, it'll kill you.
Look, this guy said that they told the people that do the Schofield
University?
The university, yeah, people that went to school. Anyway, they said that it could cause.
You have more education than anybody I know. People who went to school.
I don't see the point. But they said that it could cause anaphylactic shock.
Hey, some people like living on the edge.
So what is your estimation? How long before we see YouTube videos of people trying to eat this thing and seeing what happens?
How long? I don't know. It's
because this was really popular there for a while on YouTube.
Yeah, there was a challenge.
People would eat them, and then
It was when the ghost pepper was the hottest, I think.
No, they did the Carolina Reaper for a while.
I thought it was bigger when the ghost pepper was around.
It was bigger when the ghost pepper was around. Because more people, I think, could handle that.
Yeah, I think Carolina
Reaper, it was like people really had major problems with. This is going to kill somebody, but there's going to be somebody out there that's like, no, I can handle it. And then they will try it, and they will be filmed on YouTube slowly passing out.
So a ghost pepper Scoville is 1.04 million, and this one is nearly 2.5,
2.45, yeah.
4.48. Golly, it's a new thing in this world. It's completely different. Breakthroughs like this don't happen a lot, and they always happen accidentally. One of the articles about this said it was a complete accident. He didn't mean to do this. It wasn't what he was going for.
Right. Well, I mean, like you said, there have been many discoveries of things that are beneficial to mankind that were an accident. Penicillin comes to mind. It was one of those things that somebody accidentally stumbled across. And so this is something that I don't know. This is just something I see people taking to the extreme. Now, maybe one day we'll hear that's like, oh, well, health, it's got health benefits. Like you can rub it on your skin and it'll.
I wouldn't rub it on, like some diluted version of it.
Right. It'll burn off your flesh.
It kills cancer.
Or you got a wart. You just apply this. You apply this stuff.
I think our wart treatments are pretty good right now.
No, don't freeze it. Don't freeze it. You put pepper on it. That's gonna become my new catchphrase. Don't freeze it. Put pepper on it.
So in comparison, to compare this to something else, that the U.S. Army pepper spray used to blind and disorient assailants measures at only 2 million Scoville, and it's chemically made. It's made in a lab.
Okay.
So this is hotter than that, and it's natural. See, nature has a lot of stuff up its sleeves, Nick.
It's not natural. This man spliced stuff together to make this. This is not natural. This is made.
This guy?
Look, no, I tell
genetically engineered this.
I tell you what this is.
Tell me.
I know what this is. The Welsh have had a horrible, horrible time. They're trying to cover up, chemical warfare that they're trying to do. They're like, we accidentally made the hottest pepper in the world now.
That's a pretty bold statement.
That's a pretty bold plan.
A pretty bold.
Sci-fi, get on it.
There's another one for you, sci-fi.
Put that one in the bank. Just send me the $1 check you keep sending me for these ideas.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
It's the hot man. It's crazy. It's crazy what we keep coming up with, because you got to think about it. What is the hottest, just all natural pepper that's out there? Because
it's all natural. It grows on a plant.
No, but he had to hybrid make it. What's the all natural?
Look, all natural. I don't know. You mean just type in all natural pepper?
Yeah. What's the one that was the last time, that one that just grew in nature wildly and didn't have to be hybrid made? Let's see. That's 7-pot chili.
I don't know.
I don't know.
What is the hottest natural pepper in the world?
Let's see.
Hey, ghost pepper.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, that was 2007. So this is considered natural. It just grows.
Well, I know, but I'm talking about one that grows wild.
Probably it was not hot at all. You ever seen what corn looked at before we started crossbreeding it? You ever seen the original corn?
I never saw original corn.
Oh, man. Let's see if I can find a picture of it. It don't look like corn at all.
Well, I know. I mean, they probably had, their heads were all normal cut, as opposed to...
What? Oh, you're talking about
the band corn. Original corn.
It looked like wheat.
Oh.
This is what it looked like.
Okay.
So it was called, Teslanite. Teos, I don't know how it's pronounced.
We made the cob happen.
So, modern corn. It's through genetic... even farmers did. It just took longer. It's still natural.
Okay.
Now, I don't eat corn because it's not a vegetable. It's a grain.
Now, wait. What is the name of this pepper, by the way, that we keep talking about and we've never mentioned?
Oh, we have not said the name of it. It's a great name.
What is the name of this pepper that will destroy mankind?
It's called...
Sent by Hitler from the past.
No. It's called the wick pepper.
The wick pepper.
John Wick pepper.
I like that. Now, when the John Wick pepper truly comes out,
they won't give it that name. They'll probably give it another name.
I will be the first one to eat it. But seriously, what is it called?
It's called Dragon's Breath.
He also makes the point that it's got the Welsh dragon's face in it.
I had to look that up.
I had to look it up, and it's kind of there. You have to use your imagination and squint a little bit, but
that's why I couldn't see it.
It looks like a dragon.
It does a little bit.
It tastes like a dragon.
That's a great name, though.
It looks like a dragon and it tastes like a dragon. Eric, what's it got to be?
It's a dragon.
It's got to be the hottest pepper.
It's a dragon.
Dragon's breath. Eric?
No, hold on. We talked about things that were accidentally made. So I was like, hey, what are 10 things that were accidentally created?
Okay. Give me a breakdown of 10 things. 10 items. Eric, number 10.
No, we're going to go number 1 because I'm just going from top down.
Number 1.
The microwave. I didn't know that was accidentally created.
That was accidentally created. How was that accidentally created?
I have no idea. I don't want to get into it. We can talk about this another day.
Number 2.
Saccharin, I guess.
Okay. Number 3.
The Slinky.
Slinky. Okay. Number 4.
Play-Doh.
Play-Doh?
Yeah.
I knew that one.
Did you?
Number 5.
Super glue.
Number 6.
Teflon.
Number 7.
Bakelite.
I knew that one.
Did you really?
Number 8.
The pacemaker.
Did not know
How
that.
do you accidentally make that? Oh man, I had this battery and it went into this guy's chest. Fix his heart right up.
These
Accident.
people keep dying. I wonder, hey, you know what? I wonder what happens if I stick this in the human being.
Someone was trying to make a zombie.
Ah,
Or Frankenstein.
buddy,
Which
that's
Is
it.
Frankenstein a zombie?
Well, technically, yes.
Okay, I think so
Well,
too.
I mean, he didn't eat brains. Does that what defines? I mean,
He's
undead.
But he lives.
Dead. He lives.
He's undead.
I know he lives
Undead.
because Frankenstein goes, he lives. All right, number 9
Velcro. I knew that one.
and number 10.
X-rays. X-rays were not invented. Maybe discovered.
Yeah, I mean that was more of a
That's like saying, because we use radio waves to cook also.
right.
All right, those are 10 things that were accidentally created. That's a bonus.
And number 11,
Tell me.
Dragon's Breath.
Dragons. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Nice segue.
Buddy, I know.
That's good. All right, let's move on.
Speaking of, you know what, Eric? Those dragon breaths are gonna kill people. And speaking
Like nature does.
Where do dead ghosts go?
Dead ghosts?
They live in ghost towns.
Sci-fi?
The sci-fi. You know that story I was just telling you? I've got a place for you to film it in Canada. Have I got a deal for you? You can just call me and we'll work out something for you to get this entire neighborhood. But there was this auction, and you showed me pictures of this, and this looks really cool to me. I am one that loves like old ghost towns, and
that's why I picked this story out, is because of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love this kind of stuff. This is one of those times I wish I could just go to Canada and like look around.
You want to go there before it gets torn up.
Bulldozed, yeah. I mean, it's supposed to be bulldozed, but there's this $1 million neighborhood, a neighborhood full of $1 million houses that have, I guess they got flooded.
Yeah, they built the neighborhood in a floodplain, ironically called High River.
Should have been a giveaway, a dead giveaway there.
Yep.
But it got flooded in 2013, but since then the neighborhood has not survived or has not rebounded, basically.
Well, yeah, they forced everyone out of it.
Did they?
Yeah, it's
okay.
Dangerous.
So anyway, they did this thing where I guess they auctioned all these off, and now people are going to bulldoze them. I got to tell you, I do love this little dramatic shot here of this bear on its side. You know that bear was not just lying there. Somebody moved it to be like, put it in the way of the house. Yeah, that thing was not flooded.
Yeah, that bear would not be there. So what happened? Neighborhood got flooded. It had about 94 properties on it. 54 are scheduled for demolition. 26 got auctioned. What's going to happen with the rest, I do not know. There's about 14 homes. They haven't determined what they're going to do with them. If you bought a home, you have to move it.
It's haunted.
And it's haunted by the ghost of Christmas to come. I don't know. By all the ghosts, by all the people who died in that river.
It's haunted by the ghost of Christmas.
Never.
The Christmas after next, the future.
That's a tough one.
But don't worry. I know a guy that can help you with that.
So, okay. Successful bidders have only 160 days from the auction closing to relocate the property. That is not very long to move a giant house. There used to be a show. I don't remember what channel it is. I don't have cable.
House Movers. TLC.
Is it TLC? Honestly, I watched them move.
I don't know if that was actually it or
no,
not.
it was something like that.
Something like that.
I lived in a house that it had a crawl space.
Right.
I can see how you can move that. Pick it up. It's wooden home. But they were moving houses that had foundations.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's crazy. Moving a house that has a foundation. Estimated cost can range between $25,000 to $40,000 to move a home.
Why would you buy one of these? If they told you before you bought it that it was like, hey, you're going to have to move this and it's going to cost you probably quite a bit of money.
I wonder what they bought them for, though. Let's say you bought you bought this house, $1 million home. Doesn't matter that it cost $1 million. The land's worth nothing. You're buying this house. I bet you get it pennies on the dollar.
Right.
So $40,000 to buy $1 million home. to movement. So what do you think? It doesn't say how much they cost as an auction. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How many of these? How do you want to bet that the surrounding area has stories of ghosts and other things seen in this area? Which is weird to me because looking at these pictures,
it's a beautiful home.
Well, the houses are beautiful, but the grass around it look like it's been taken care of.
Yeah, it's all like mowed, unless it's just this was taken at winter before it all started growing. It is all brown too.
Well, it is, but at the same time, it's
been vacant since 2013.
Right.
It's been vacant a long time. It looks really good for being vacant.
Even if it was winter, it should have like some stuff growing wild.
It looks really well taken. I wonder if they went in and took. See, here's like a branch. There was like one branch. That's the first thing I was looking for. Is like, how many branches do you see down?
Well, like those trees look healthy, and
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look like a bad neighborhood.
It doesn't. Not at all.
Except for
haunted hat. There's a haunted hat on this porch.
Except for every once in a while, you end up with a little, beachfront property.
Yeah, just put on stilts.
I mean, I don't know, man. It looks.
You don't really need this fire hydrant that they have there now. Just the flood will take care of it.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know. It's very interesting to me. I would love to go explore this area.
My uncle, he bought his house like this.
From Canada?
No, not from Canada. His was he bought it in Tulsa somewhere.
He bought a Canadian home?
He bought it in Tulsa. No.
In Tulsa?
He bought a house, and what they did, this is before I was born or I was very young, and this uncle lived right next door. And my dad told me the story because he helped set the house back in place. Mm-hmm. He bought a house out of the Tulsa area somewhere. It's a beautiful home, or it was, for years. He don't live there anymore. And they had to cut the house in half and transport it in two pieces. And they took jacks and jacked it back together.
I heard about this story.
No, you didn't.
I did. Him and another guy were fighting over the house, and a judge said, cut the house in half.
So moving on, talking about things that rich people like to do, such as cutting houses in half.
And your uncle was the one to win it because he's like, no, don't cut the house in half. And that's the way it happened.
Yes, that's exactly the way it happened.
By the way, great story.
Thanks, man.
No, I would really like to go explore that area.
Sure you would. Me too. Yeah, it'd be great. Super fun.
I'd really like to go explore that area.
Sounds like it'd be a good time. So moving on.
I feel like you're bitter.
Something.
Okay.
Moving on. There's outrage on the internet.
Speaking of bitter.
It seems like rich people are having a hard life nowadays.
Why is that?
They can't do anything without getting criticized.
What?
Well, when I have my Maserati in my garage with my other various expensive cars, what do you when you wash your car or wax your car and dry it off, what do you use?
I use a sponge on mine.
Well, that's because you're poor and dumb.
Yeah.
And no one likes you.
If I had a nice car, let me tell you something.
I'll tell you what I use.
What do you use?
I use puppies.
Okay.
Clearly, puppies are the way to go. Puppies, they're absorbent. You just set them down, they run off, they'll dry off eventually.
Right.
I mean, that's just the way to go. It's also environmentally friendly.
If I have a nice car, here's the thing.
Yeah?
Nothing is going to work better than real live animals.
Of course.
For a Maserati, puppies are fine.
Okay.
But if I'm going up, I'm talking like Ferrari,
McLarens.
Yeah, I'm going to use McLarens. I'm going to find, minks. I'm going to get some minks.
Oh, a McLaren F1 is a high-end sports car.
Oh, that is?
Yeah, okay.
I will wash.
You wouldn't know.
I will wash a Ferrari with a McLaren.
McLarens are known for their softness.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm going to find some of the, you know what? I'm going to go all the way up and say this.
Okay, tell me.
If I had like a really nice car, I'm talking like the nicest car in the world.
Toyota Corolla.
You know what I'd use?
What?
Bald eagles.
Bald eagles.
The rarest animal I can think of.
That's the rarest animal you can think
I
of?
don't know.
Bald
Bengal tigers.
Bald eagles are not even on the endangered list anymore.
Are Bengal tigers still there?
That one I don't know.
Can you imagine trying to wash a car with a Bengal tiger?
Probably just save it or just run into as many as you can to get it dried off. I use baby seals.
Oh, nice.
They're soft.
Yeah.
They're used to being in the water.
Right.
Come on.
And they're water resistant.
Yeah, they get the water off and it falls right off them.
Yeah, I like that.
You know what? Well, I'm scared of nature, obviously, and I have to keep nature subdued and under my thumb, and to do that, and it's also environmentally friendly, of course.
It is. And Eric.
Yes.
Speaking of environmentally friendly.
Okay.
It is that time again. That time when we must release the people that we enthrall with our voices. We must release them back into the wild.
From whence they came.
Let them go back into the environment and make it a better place. Now that they're educated.
We're like a break. We're like a haven.
We are.
For these people, for their minds.
We are. We expand their minds. We let them know what's going on in this world. We even protect them by letting them know of the dangers that it has. We have Hitler whales. We have Hitler goats.
We do.
I mean, my friend, it's a scary world in which
nature is Hitler.
Nature is Hitler. To where you end up with a ghost town.
That's what they're after. They want the world to be a ghost world, devoid of humans.
Ghost world. Sci-fi, write this down. Ghost world.
Ghost world. There's nothing there.
A Nick original. Ghost world. And if you got any,
I don't even know what that's about.
You wanna dispute that it was my original idea? Guess what? Eric will come to you. He is not afraid.
I'm not afraid of sci-fi. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he is not afraid of the sci-fi.
Sci-fi right now.
I don't know.
My hair is all jacked.
Some science guy that goes around and tells you how many Schofields are in there. You know what? I want to know how many Schofield units are in the latest sci-fi movie. Sci-fi, write this down. Schofield. It's a movie about killer peppers.
NBC Universal. Okay.
You need to make this movie.
They made one about tomatoes.
They did?
Not they as in like
the Killer Tomatoes. Buddy, that's a classic movie.
I know it is.
Do not speak ill of the... You know what? We should probably not keep this going much longer because you accused me of blasphemy earlier. Now you are towing that line.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
You are towing that line.
Wow. I did not know.
Watch where you go. Watch your step here, buddy.
Well,
You might step on a killer tomato.
I want to go out on I want to show you me cleaning my McLaren. So I'm going to put at the end of this, I'm going to put a clip of me and how I clean my vehicles.
Okay.
So we'll go out on that.
Everybody, we hope you enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. If you like this, please like and subscribe if you're on YouTube below here. If you're on Podbean or any of the podcasts, go ahead and subscribe. If you want to hear more of our nonsense, well, we put this out weekly. We normally put the podcast out on Saturdays.
Yes, Saturdays.
And then if you want even more, we do a little thing called Vuction.
Vuction.
Eric, what is Vuction?
Vuction is a time when I forget about things. Primarily, I try to forget about tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills.
By watching it.
By watching it.
And Eric, what is Vuction? What is the idea behind Vuction? What does Vuction mean?
It is a word.
What does Vuction mean to you?
It's a word that my best friend Nick has inspired and brought into this world as a child of his own. And it is the two words of view and action put together with an X.
It is. Because what brings things together better than an X?
That's right.
So everybody, thank you so much. Eric, do you have any final thoughts?
If you want to read any of the articles or see anything that we talked about today, it'll be in the description attached to on YouTube down below or on Podbean in the description area. Click through there. Leave comments if you have any comments,
thoughts,
any ideas on what we talked about. And enjoy your day.
All right. Well, thank you. Let's talk about what we learned very quickly. We learned once again that it is time to go. Have yourself a good evening and God bless.